So Playboi Carti has been having a ton of success with his recent album Music, and it's just been nonstop, bro. He is at a peak that he has never been at in his career, and I wanted to make a quick video about it because I saw some discourse on Twitter that just made me want to talk about it. So I'm not going to hold y'all too long with the intro. My name's Ron. I upload a couple videos on hip hop every week. So if you don't want to miss a single feature upload, be sure to subscribe. It helps me out a ton. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of August. So if you want to help me out on that journey, I'd appreciate it a ton. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So Playboi Carti is out of this world with the numbers right now. He's doing crazy numbers. He's borderline Taylor Swift numbers with the rap game right now with his album Music, and every song on the album is going crazy. He had every song on this album chart. Like, I don't think that's ever been done in music history. For a 30-song album, for everything to chart, that is crazy. And Carti has just shown that all the build-up and all the hype that he has built over the last couple years has paid off, because the end of the rollout there when he was canceling shows overseas and he was pushing back a release date, or he was, teasing the album but wasn't dropping it, or fans were coming up with their own release dates and getting desperate for the music. It seemed like the gimmick was running out and the gimmick was getting old, but obviously that's not the case, because Carti just blew the industry out of the water when it comes to this album. But what I wanted to talk about today is that Carti right now is at his peak. He's at the peak of his career. He'll never hit these heights again. And this is the moment for him. This is his prime. This is his surge that he's having right now. And that's not a bad thing by any means. I'm not saying he's going to fall off after this or anything like that. His next album is still going to do crazy numbers. It's just that you will never replicate the hype that the album Music will have in the future. And that's completely okay. It's not something that's meant to be replicated, because realistically, you can't replicate another 4 years of hype. What, Carti's gonna be 35 dropping another album just to sell extra 100k units first week? Like, Carti's got to know that this is the peak of his career, because at this point he's 29, 30 years old now, and the whole vampire act and everything like that, and the antics are gonna start to get a little old as he ages a little bit more. But the music's still hitting, and a lot of younger fans. Carti's demographic for his fan base is super young. It's like 16-year-olds all the way up to like 26-year-olds. And for Carti to continue his whole mysterious act and to continue just to build hype for the next project, I think would be a dumb career move. I think at this point in Carti's career, he's got to realize that this mysterious act, he ran its course, it's cool now, but now he's got to play the regular rapper role and you pop out more features, not you drop the whole mysterious act in general. And that's something that we've seen Carti do as of recently. We've seen Carti in this album, since this album came out, he's been online a lot more. He's been on Twitter reposting the fans. He's been interacting with fans. He's just called Kai Cenat on stream the other day and was talking to him about the whole Aiden Ross situation, which that was a crazy situation. But, Carti, I think at this point, he's got to just sort of forward his career and just show some growth, because music, it wasn't really necessarily like cultural moment. That whole lot of Red inspired a whole generation of rappers. So that album is his own moment in its own. It's not his peak commercial success, but I think in terms of influence, Whole Lot of Red was definitely his peak, and he had every copying his style and just doing what he does. Then you look at an album like Music, and it's more of like compilation of Carti songs, just like a playlist of Carti songs, kind of like that one Drake album. But geez, why am I drawing a blank on that album name? But this album is definitely a great album. It has some great songs, has some great features, and I'm glad Carti decided to go the long route with this album, because fans were needing music. And even if you're not necessarily a Carti fan, there's a style of Carti you like on this album, and there's a Carti song that you're going to like on this album. So it's cool to see, and it's cool that Carti is experiencing all the success. Awesome for him. I'm sure that he's ecstatic about everything right now, but it's just crazy that some people think that his next album is going to do more and he's going to continue to grow from here. And I just have to say, it's not impossible, but it is super hard to continue growing from this point forward and to continue to level up, because you're already at such a peak. You're essentially in front of the eyes of every rap fan for the most part, even a lot of the old heads that don't like this new style of music. So it's hard for Carti. It's like the streaming age where you're streaming with Spotify and Apple Music. They're sort of growing and stayed stagnant a little bit, because everybody who has Spotify, everybody who's going to get Spotify has it. The only new users that Spotify and Apple Music will acquire is kids growing up and getting their own Spotify accounts. or Apple Music accounts. And that's how I feel like it is with Carti's music. He's not going to necessarily gain any new fans or gain any more hype. The only thing is maybe like young kids, 11, 12, 13, start discovering Carti's music. But that's just with any artist. And some of his fans are also going to grow out of his music. So it's just sort of like that circle of life of an artist's fans. But in terms of growing his fan base and getting more lit than he is right now, I don't see that happening. I don't see Carti going on to sell 500, 600K with his next album. I think right now, his album at 300K first week was a cultural phenomenon, and it's still great numbers. And some people argue like, oh, Astroworld did 500K. Bro, you and I both know that Astroworld was dropped at a different point in time when things were, it was a lot easier to bundle album sales and to get those numbers up. And Travis used every measure to be able to boost those sales up that was available to him. Rightfully so. You got his peak career moment, and World definitely caused a huge moment for him, but I don't think that Carti would ever get to that height of selling 500K first week, 600K first week. Like, just a big ask out of an artist I think he's very limited in how much he can grow. And I think this is like Carti. This is like Super Saiyan God Carti, like blue-haired Carti. And I don't see his next album coming close to this album sales, because you're not going to be able to build those 4 years of hype in just the timeline for the next album. I think Carti's already talking about dropping Baby Boy, the title of his next album, but I don't know when that'll drop. Realistically, lied about drop dates in the past, and we've gotten a lot of promises about an album coming that have never come. So I don't see Baby Boy or his next album is going to be called dropping anytime soon. I'm just going to call it Carti's next album, bro, because I'm not going to keep saying Baby Boy is going to drop. That's, pause on that. But Carti, if he drops soon, he'll easily sell 200K plus, obviously. But I think that fans aren't going to be starving as much anymore. They got 30 new Carti songs. This is enough music for Carti fans for years. I know a lot of them already want new music, but realistically, Carti can disappear for the next 2-3 years and be fine. But I don't think he's going to generate the amount of hype, because at this point, it's sort of like a one and done deal. You can't take another 4-year break and expect fans to be so hype again. Plus, the more music you put out, the more fans are sort of like, Carti's got a decent catalog of music already. He just added 30 plus songs to his catalog, so he sort of keeps the fans a little less hungry for new music, even though Carti fans are always like type of fans that if he drops the next day, they're like, is the deluxe coming out? When are new songs coming out? Why didn't you get this leak on there? So I don't know, man. I think that Carti is at his peak, and I think it's a great thing. It's not a bad thing by any means. Carti is doing great things with his career right now, and he's definitely showing the hard work that he's put in the past couple of years. And it's paying off, man. The album sounds great. I've been bumping it nonstop. Realistically, it's a great work of art, and I'd see Carti in this moment. I think it's time for him to stop the Mysterious Act, which he stopped as of recent. But we're going to see if he continues that route of being out more and being open with the fans and just interacting more, and maybe even doing some interviews. That would be nice to see. A rare thing to see out of Carti, and just more into like regular persona of a rapper rather than trying this whole Mysterious Act. Because realistically, if Carti goes another 4 years without dropping, I think that'll come to his demise. I don't think fans are willing to wait another 4 years for his album, and if they do, then it's just gonna be a lot of listening to the old songs or sort of just moving on to the next artist. At that point, Carti's gonna be in his late 30s, and I think it just wouldn't be smart for his career to continue to wait so sparingly to drop a project, because he is aging and you're sort of wasting the prime of your career just trying to build anticipation, which isn't a smart career move in my opinion. Right now, while he's at the hottest, is definitely the time to sort of out more and drop more music, be on more features, and just elevate yourself overall as an artist. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Carti's going to continue to grow from here? Do you think Carti's going to fall off from here? Do you think that Carti's found a good balance in his career and he's going to be able to maintain this? And do you expect Carti to go back to the Mysterious Act, or do you expect him to sort of be out and about a little bit more nowadays? What do you guys think? I'd definitely love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. My name's Ron. If you guys made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you guys a ton. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. It really helps me out a ton, and by subscribing, you'll never miss a future upload. I got another video coming for you guys tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Have a great day, you guys. My name is Ron, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.